Pyeongchang a complete disaster? Or is it? Certainly, on first glance it would appear as though the 23 Olympic Winter Games are destined to go down as one of the great sporting fiascos of Olympic history. Story continues below advertisement. The NHL, in its greed rather than its wisdom, decided not to release its players to compete for their countries, thereby kneecapping what has been, since Nagano in 1998, the headliner of the Winter Games. This, combined with impossible prime-time broadcast issues for the critical European and North American audiences, led to newspapers and broadcasters slashing the resources they would usually send. Then came Tuesday, the International Olympic Committee's decision to ban Russia from Pyeongchang as punishment for years of state-endorsed athlete doping. Given that Russians took approximately 1 out of every 5 medals awarded in Sochi 4 years ago, this is a bit like informing the two-time defending champion Pittsburgh Penguins that, because of infractions by some of the players, the team will not be allowed to play in the Stanley Cup playoffs this spring. It certainly looked like a disaster in the making and may yet turn out to be exactly that. That it might not turn out as badly as first imagined has to do with the international sporting world showing a rare spot of common sense, a quick outbreak of sanity previously unheard of whenever the Olympics and politics are concerned. First, the IOC chose to ban Russia but not Russians. No Russian flag, no familiar Russian anthem, but approved, clean, and qualified athletes with Russian birth certificates are welcome to compete under the neutral, if rather silly, banner of Olympic athletes from Russia. Hard to believe, but back in 1896, when French Baron Pierre de Coubertin revived the ancient Olympics in Athens, there was to be no politics, no flags, no country designations. Flags first flew in London in 1908 and madness has ensued since. Story continues below advertisement. Story continues below advertisement. This time, however, the IOC decided there would be no blockade of Russia, as decades ago had happened to those countries on the losing ends of both world wars. This was wise, as surely, prayers said, deep breath, all fingers crossed, there are some exceptional Russian athletes who have actually done it on their own. As Canada's Becky Scott, who lost a gold medal in cross-country skiing to 2 doped Russians in 2002 but was later awarded it, said, "A day like today really infuses some confidence and restores some faith in the sports bodies and leadership that is controlling and managing sport right now, a step in the right direction." The next fear was that there would be a boycott by Russia of the Games. There are far too many past boycotts to list. In 1976 alone, nearly 30 countries refused to attend the Montreal Games for a variety of reasons. In 1980, the United States and dozens of countries refused to go to Moscow because the Soviet Union had invaded Afghanistan, a country the United States would invade a generation later. In 1984, the Soviets boycotted the Los Angeles Games.